Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here is the news for August 12th, 2022. With just weeks to go before Halloween Horror Nights 31 overtakes Universal Studios Florida, even more set pieces are being installed around the park for the event. Let's see what's new. Well, looking down Production Central, there's more trusses, presumably for lighting. They've been installed near the former Shrek 4D building and the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem building. According to Horror Night Nightmares speculation map, this area should be home to a traditional Halloween-themed scare zone. Over in San Francisco, something more sinister has appeared in the form of an ancient-looking stage complete with a cauldron. Rune-like symbols have been carved at points around the stage. The speculation map has this area listed as a potential Coven Witches scare zone. Could this be where the witches practice their dark magic? And that cauldron looks awfully big, maybe big enough to hold a human sacrifice. Given there are stairs nearby, the sacrifice just might be picked out of the crowd. This got dark real quick. Over by the former Fear Factor live stage, black curtains have been hung up, likely for a new production of Halloween Nightmare Fuel. Heading on over to Springfield, USA, we found a stage being erected next to Lard Lad Donuts. Things seem to be in the early stages as no set dressing has been added. The area is expected to be part of a scarecrow-themed scare zone based on the speculation map. And heading into New York, a Major Sweets Candy Company truck has been parked in a scare zone expected to be themed to Candy Mutants. The front promises that Major Sweets delivers on their killer taste. Seems the Major isn't immune to a specialty license plate either, which reads, Sweets, kind of, depending on how you look at it. The 31 on the registration sticker likely refers to the 31st incarnation of the event happening this year. Finally, Nettlewood Cemetery is looking fuller over in Hollywood with the addition of this crypt and mausoleum. Right now, there aren't any markers noting the dead. Are they waiting for new arrivals? Like dark again, right? Decrepit branches are scattered across the top. Meanwhile, the mausoleum entrance seems like the perfect place for a scare actor to spring out of. Peeking inside, we found a group of speakers. Another speaker was installed at the church set piece that was erected last week. With Halloween Horror Nights creeping ever closer, it won't be long before we officially find out just what all those sets mean. While we're in the Halloween spirit, the first of the food booths have emerged at Universal Studios Florida. Next to Cafe La Bamba in Hollywood, this Dia de los Muertos inspired stand features a colorful look. The gold and orange booth features crosses made of marigolds, while a series of calaveras, or skulls in English, run across the top. According to the latest speculation map from Horror Night Nightmares, this section of the park should be home to that scarecrow scare zone, though it's unclear how this is going to fit into the theme. Still, it does bring a nice splash of color to the area, especially with those marigold decorations and the calaveras, which are decorated with elements like hearts, flowers, and leaves. Most of the booths have yet to receive any theming, though. Over in New York, a pair of booths stand across from Transformers The Ride and the former site of Universal Studios Classic Monsters Cafe. In San Francisco, 3 full-size bars are set up on the deck behind Lombard's Seafood Grill. Each of them are decorated with a faux brick pattern, along with an emblem with rune-like symbols. This area is expected to be that Coven Witches scare zone, so I guess those runes make sense. The seating area there has been decorated with gray columns that have similar symbols etched onto them as well. Should make for an eerie place to relax, maybe before a showing of Marathon of Mayhem. Another individual booth is in place next to the bridge leading to World Expo. Another can be found next to the train from Back to the Future Part 3. That's on the border of between World Expo and Springfield, USA. And still more are in place around Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. These are located across from Animal Actors on location. And finally, a booth is up next to Kid Zone Pizza Company. Could pizza fries be far away? The event usually brings a wide range of devilishly delicious foods, both sweet and savory. So we'll be waiting with anticipation. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket in Universal Studios Florida will be temporarily closed beginning August 21st. The closure will last through August 25th, with a schedule to reopen to guests on August 26th. This is presumably for a standard refurbishment. Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Florida draws closer and closer to reopening, though no official date has been announced, and we can now confirm that Brendan Fraser has not been removed from the ride. Rumors of his removal began back in January when the ride closed for its lengthy refurbishment. Theories range from Universal wanting to remove the movie-making aspect from the attraction to wanting to replace Brendan Fraser with Tom Cruise, who starred in the latest film in the franchise. Rather than major changes to the storyline or characters, the refurbishment was mostly for that control booth, which connects to nearly every aspect of the attraction. Work on the booth is a major process, which explains the length of the closure. Fans of the roller coaster will be happy to know that Brendan Fraser still would have enjoyed his interview a little bit more if he had gotten his cup of coffee. Rest in peace, Reggie. Speaking of the Mummy, things were looking up for that reopening of as the construction walls were removed, the extended queue was set up, and team members were going through some training. However, it looks like the curse is real because the ride has encountered more delays on the road to reopening. Updating the control booth, as we said, was a very labor and time-intensive process. This had led to the cycling of ride vehicles, but it's now hit a snag. We've heard that the delays related to the new sensors with possible issues at the lift hill. Though the precise details are not public knowledge, attraction technicians are bustling around the Mummy. Universal surely wants this high-capacity ride open soon, just as much as fans do, but never at the expense of safety or quality. No reopening date was ever set for Revenge of the Mummy, with Universal clearly aware that delays such as these might occur. The vague deadline was late summer, which gives them through, I guess, specifically through September 21st. We'll just keep following us for more information. We're following this very closely. It's not too early to plan for the holidays, according to Universal Orlando Resort. They announced that their holiday season will begin on November 12th, 2022, and run through January 1st of 2023. Among the experiences returning is Universal's Holiday Parade featuring Macy's, Grinchmas, and the Holiday Spectacular, performances by Mannheim Steamroller, Mistletoe Pines, and seasonal shows and decorations at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. There will also, of course, be holiday decorations and merchandise throughout Universal Orlando Resort. Stay tuned for more information as we approach November. CityWalk at Universal Orlando Resort is implementing some new rules after the entire shopping, dining, and entertainment area was completely evacuated due to a fight and a resulting shooting scare. This curfew policy will affect guests under 21 years of age on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, effective immediately. Guests under 21 will generally not be allowed through the hub security located between the parking garages and CityWalk after 9 p.m. There are a few exceptions, however. Guests accompanied by a parent, guardian, or other family over 21. Guests staying at a Universal Orlando Resort hotel with a key card. Guests who have already purchased a ticket to a movie at Universal Cinemark Theater will be escorted to the theater. Guests under 21 will not be allowed past security to purchase a ticket. Guests under the age of 18 will be escorted out of CityWalk by security after 9 p.m. if they do not have a parent, guardian, or other family over 21 accompanying them. Guests over the age of 18 but under the age of 21 will be allowed to remain in CityWalk after 9 p.m. According to guest services team members, a policy has not yet been determined for Halloween Horror Nights events. So that starts in just a few weeks, so we should be getting some information soon, I would think. If you're a fan of Jurassic World, you should run, not walk, to Universal CityWalk Orlando to snag one of these new pairs of Jurassic World X Jura Reebok sneakers. The first pair are an old school style and are in the color of gray with a little bit of blue. They call names for two of the newest film's most famous velociraptors. Blue and Beta are on the shoes. The tongues on each shoe feature the logo for Jurassic World on one side and the Reebok logo on the other. The heel of these shoes features the dino footprints there, while the outside of the heel reminds us that it was all started by a mosquito. The shoes come in a branded box that resembles the piece of amber from Jurassic Park, where the mosquito that provided the dino DNA was found. This pair will set you back $100. Next up is a pair that is a little bit more modern. This is a unique pair of Reebok Zig Kinetica sneakers. The tag on these sneakers references Biosyn, a major player in the recent Jurassic World Dominion film. The mosquito makes an appearance, of course, on these shoes as well. The heels say Zig, That's a trademark look of the Reebok Zig Kinetica line. The heel then also has a little design that says, let him out, and another that says, you've been marked. Both of those are references to the new Jurassic World Dominion film. The inside of the sneaker features the Jurassic Park logo. They also come in the same amber-themed box, but these ones will cost you $140. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen each and every week. UOAP Appreciation Days kick off on Monday at Universal Orlando Resort, which means plenty of exclusive food items for annual pass holders. Not only has the menu been revealed, but Universal has also explored the stories behind the creations. They include crab okonomiyaki, oh boy, from Lombard's Seafood Grill, hummus kawarma from Mythos, Mount Fuji roll from the Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar, mango ginger kiss from the Voodoo Donut, quesadilla ahogada from Antojitos, authentic Mexican food, locuritas Spanish cookies from Strongwater Tavern at Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort, chocolate-dipped cannoli from Trattoria del Porto at Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, and crab rangoon, that's crab with a K, crab rangoon, from Islands Dining Room at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. These dishes all come with elaborate stories and descriptions, and you can read all about them, of course, on our site. Not to be outdone, Universal Studios Hollywood is revealing more and more of their haunted houses, including the rumored La Llorona house. First, we take a look down at the Curious George lot, though. There haven't been many changes to the two tents in the Curious George lot since our last update, but we can see some lights staged in the back of this tent. Lights on stands were lined up behind the tent as well. The front of the tent isn't easy to see, but it resembles a white house with gray shingles. Leafless trees and a wood fence are around the entrance. This house may be inspired by an American werewolf in London. As we noticed last time, a scarecrow is now visible outside this house, which is Scarecrow the Reaping. A truss tower and some wood crates are near the front of the house. Signs have been added to the walls around Waterworld as well, where another haunted house will be located, and trusses with crates on either side of them run across a walkway in Universal Plaza. The rumored La Llorona house has been revealed now. The facade is visible. Construction walls are gone. So we now have a clear view of the decrepit brick church, 3 of the bells at the top. A wood fence surrounds a stone well. For comparison, we also have the photo of the facade from 2012's La Llorona. Unchanged is the tent on the back lot behind Transformers. It received a circus-style awning last week, which aligns with the rumor of killer clowns from Outer Space 2. We also have video updates of the construction here on our channel, and you can check it out on our website. Universal Studios Hollywood annual pass holders are currently able to RSVP for a special effects show to take place on August 28th at 6:15 p.m. The show features special effects and stunts used in movie making. There will be a live question and answer panel following the show. We actually got to catch this show last month. We do have a video of it right here on our channel. Seats for this event are limited and reservations are required. A new shop has opened on the lower lot at Universal Studios Hollywood, not far from the warp pipe that will take guests into Super Nintendo World in early 2023. The character shop features much of the merchandise we've already seen in the other shops, which sell souvenirs featuring Mario and friends. The shop is on the lower lot in the building that was formerly the studio store. There are 2 front doors and 2 side doors of the shop. The door to the right here features the banners of Luigi and Princess Peach. On the left door, they have banners that are hung for Toad and Mario. The store is heavily themed with wraps on the walls and themed fixtures scattered around the floor. Some 3D elements on the walls give some depth, though they're perhaps less sophisticated than the props in a new Super Nintendo World room of the studio store. Some of the merchandise we found here is brand new and exclusive to Universal Studios Hollywood. These new keychains are the first pieces of merchandise made exclusively for the upcoming attraction Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, whereas much, if not all, of the merchandise we've seen so far has been imported from Universal Studios Japan, or their iteration of Super Nintendo World. These keychains are styled with the attraction name as it will be here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Even if it's only a tiny metal placard, which is unique, that's still something of note. These include keychains for Mario, Peach, Bowser, and Yoshi, as well as a Bowser oil can keychain. Then there's a Yoshi plush and a Yoshi hat that's pretty wild. We do have a full tour, of course, here on our YouTube channel and more detailed merchandise information on our site. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content, click the bell for notifications, and make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying, the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.
From WDWNT TV, this is Park Center. Join us each week for news and discussion topics from the Disney and Universal theme parks around the world. We cover the stories in a quick, concise, and fun format, and then our panel breaks down and debates some of the biggest issues and what they mean for us, the parks fans. From the latest announcements to openings and delays to scandals and snacks and merchandise and more, we'll cover it all in 90 minutes. Join us live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at WDWNT TV, or watch episodes on demand anytime. You can also subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.